This is the Courtauld Institute of Art in London, where Anita Brookner can be truly said to lead a double life. During the academic year, she comes here to teach students aspects of 18th century art. She is herself the author of 3 biographies of French painters, but during the summer vacation, at this same desk and typewriter, she clocks in, as she puts it, to write novels. Her 4th, Hôtel du Lac, is about a writer of romantic fiction called Edith Hope, who goes to stay in a hotel on Lake Geneva.
Now you will notice that in my books it is the mouse-like, unassuming girl who gets the hero, while the scornful temptress with whom he has had a stormy affair retreats baffled from the fray, never to return. The tortoise wins every time. This is a lie, of course, she said pleasantly, but with authority. In real life, of course, it is the hare who wins every time. Look around you. And in any case, it is my contention that Aesop was writing for the tortoise market. Axiomatically, she cried, her voice rising with enthusiasm. Hares have no time to read. They're too busy winning the game. The propaganda goes all the other way, but only because it is the tortoise who is in need of consolation. Like the meek who are going to inherit the earth, she added with a brief smile.
You have discussed in the past the resemblance between yourself and your heroines. Isn't that kind of equation rather dangerous?
I think it's dangerous when critics expect me to come on mopping and mowing, rather like an Edith Hope,
yes,
and get rather disappointed when I show a little more spirit. It would be dangerous if I conform to the stereotype, but I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I don't think it helps to politicise women's attitudes, because they are so various. I think both Edith and Mr. Neville are intrigued by the sort of woman who does nothing but yet contrives to have star quality. The sort of woman that has what I call street plausibility. They both know that this sort of woman might be intrinsically worthless, but they both fall for that type of woman because she is so powerful.
Did you read any popular romantic fiction before you created the character of Edith Hope?
No. If I did, it would have been too intrusive. I had to, as it were, make it up.
But the little moments of her own writing that you quote are entirely convincing.
They're entirely convincing because they're utter cliches, so everybody recognises them.
You never write about the more horrific or frightening aspects of this century. Would they disrupt the world of the book too much?
I write very small books. This has to be said, and it has to be acknowledged. I can't take on world affairs in the very small compass that I set myself. It would be intrusive. It would disrupt the tenor of the story. When I write, I don't know about other people, but I'm sure this must be true, you have access to thoughts and perceptions which you don't have in common conversation or everyday discourse. So doors do open. Something lies encoded,
yes,
and it's waiting to be dug up. To me, it's an ideal method of investigation. It's not only a method of editing experience when you're rather perturbed about something. It's a way of going deep. What might have been thought irretrievable turns out to be waiting for doors to be opened.
Do you feel full-time writers tend to more nefarious behaviour?
Not necessarily. No, I think full-time writers are rather innocent people. I think sitting down all the time in one room keeps them fairly innocuous, harmless. I think they're quite nice.